for Gundam kits. Alright, so once again, I forgot to bring the trash can around about. And also, I don't see my drink out here. Great. So I probably should not have started the live stream. Oh well, here we go. It's this is a much bigger box than I was thinking it was going to be. Usually these kits are pretty easy to build, but a kit this big might take a little bit longer. But I'm going to run for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go watch Mark, his live channel. We have the cover, some things that shows you some of the features. This is 01 entry grain La Gundam. I didn't know what the name of the Gundam is. I was gonna put it in the title, but I was like, where's the name of the Gundam at? So evidently he's La Gundam, L-A-H. And clearly it tells you you don't need glue, which you really don't normally on kits like this. No tools, which I like to use fingernail clippers because it's easy. There's colored plastic, which doesn't really mean anything except you don't have to paint it. It's a system injected, I think is what they used to call it. I just remember Chris telling me like how these new kits are system injected. You don't have to paint them. I'm like one. And I got right into Gundams about that time. Chris is the guy who worked at Hungates. Slightly older than me. Okay, where did my clippers go? Oh, I put them back in here for some reason. All right, so I got these, but I doubt I'll use them. I just wanted to show you, like, go to your Hobby Lobby, and grab you some of these that are metallic markers. I haven't used them yet, but it looks pretty cool what you can do with them. You can paint the gold or the metallic colors, red, green, blue, silver, and gold. And then there's a liner, which brush tip marker wipe off type. So I guess you can use some things. We got some different things here, which again is why I should have brought a trash can over to me. Or they're, because I don't recycle this stuff right here. This is plastic. Like this, I don't recycle. The plastic things left over, they're called sprues, runners, whatever you want to call them. So we got A1, A2, and steak sauce. We have the A3 plate. Try to put them in alphabetical order, keep you up a little bit. You got the humongous instructions. The instructions are getting bigger, and the pieces are getting smaller as I get older and older. All right, and I'm putting this back into here. And putting it back over here. I don't see any stickers, but then again, it could pop out any minute. Here is the B. Not to be confused with Bumblebee. And here is the D. So I guess we don't have a C plate, or C, all right, which is fine now. We don't need a lot of water here anyway. I'm in the kitchen. And the C is about half a mile that way. Okay, so first off, you want to look at this information right here and see which ones of these pieces you will not be using at all. Okay, so there's quite a lot on the B plate we won't be using. We won't be using 2 of these. So sometimes I'll tear them off ahead of time. I'll just remember I won't be using them. I mean, I usually, if I had a bigger table to work on, I would put these back in the bottom box. I would tear them off and keep them for whatever reason. All right, so we got the pieces we need. And then when there's a lot like this white one, I would definitely tear them all off because otherwise I'll keep looking at them trying to find something else. This tells you that different pieces go with different racks. So the head, the arms, etc., etc. This tells you Gunpla evolution point and gives you information. And then here's where you start building from the instructions. All right, since I don't have a lot of room here, I'm going to put B and D on this side for now. And as we whittle down, we'll get off the pieces off the other side. So first off, we're going to need B3 for the face. And clearly we're going to need the antennae, but I'm going to go in the order they got me going here. B3, B3, you sink my battleship. Here it is. It's the mouth guard. And then we're going to need the A2, which is the eyes and everything else. This is why I'm surprised there's no stickers, but then again, I think that's one of the points of the entry point, or entry grades. Entry grades are for people who they don't have a lot of confidence in building things. Maybe you've never built one of these before and you're afraid. Try one of these out. You'll like it. All right, and then we have A number 1, A11. So this is the eye plate. So for some reason, thought there was going to be stickers. Cat hair. All right, putting these pieces together. The red is the head. The white mouth guard goes right there. So I didn't have to get any toothpicks. I forgot to get toothpicks where I sat down too. All right, so we got the eyes, the mouth guard, and the back of the head. All right, we're going to need D4 and D3, which are the helmet pieces. One's in the front, and one's in the back. And I might as well go ahead and pop out that D2. Well, this says B1, so hold on. Hold on. See, this is one of the situations where, all right, we're using pieces we're not going to be using. See, this is where it gets confusing. See, this is a piece we're not using. We're actually using D. And I thought it looks awfully weird that I'm picking out the entire helmet almost. Here's what we're using. D2, D3, and D4. So it does help if you go ahead and take those pieces off like I showed you. But since we're live, I'm like, I'm not going to do it right now. Normally, like I said, if I'm out, like outside, today would have been not a bad day. It just looks like it's going to rain in a minute, so... But I put my table outside, and I have a lot more room to spread out. I have a small house. I have to go outside to turn around. All right, for these pieces, and that's not my fingernail in there. That's a yellow piece from Yellow Thing. All right, it says first I'll put it in the back of the helmet. And then put the front of the helmet on. Yeah, like I said, I would take off the pieces that had little X's on it, get them out of the way, put them in the top thing. But I got things standing up vertically over here. Then you put on the white V fennel, which is actually a double one. And you're done with the head. Just set the head to the side. The next thing we're going to do is get some A pieces. So I got A12 and A26. Here's A26. And see, like this entire piece now, I can just take it off. I like to take these off as I go to get them and put them in a recycle bin beside me, which I didn't get. And then we have A12, A12. And somebody let me know when to stop or when Mark comes on, because I like to watch his channel. I like to hang out with them. I feel like I'm actually important. Nah, no, I'm not. All right, so we got these two pieces right here. So the front, okay, there it is. I was like, I wasn't quite getting the orientation. I was like, that does not look like the picture. That does. So it's very important you get the orientation correctly. And if you can play Tetris, you can do this. Unfortunately, a lot of people can't play Tetris. That was one of the first signs I noticed my dad had dementia. He couldn't figure out how to put things back where they belong when he was building something, working on the air conditioning unit. Anyway, so I talked to one of his friends this morning. It was at Walgreens. So I'm thinking about it. Sorry. Oh, I did miss a piece. All right, hold on. First, let me finish this real quick. We got A217, which is this piece right here. Okay, once I get, like, there's 3 points that hold it on there. Once I get 2 off, I can just, or 1 off, I can just, you know, roll it off. Okay, so top part goes in like that. All right, the piece that I forgot is D12. So D, there's only one D anyway. 2. It's pink. It's not red. It's pink. I was looking on the thing, looking at it's like it looked red. Oh no, never mind. It's a D1, and it's saying do this second is what it's doing, which is good because I already did the other one first. Oh good gosh, where'd it go? Whew. Man, these pieces are so tiny sometimes. It's supposed to go right there. Wow, that's freaking tiny. There we go. Now the head is done. All right, back to the chest we're working on. We have A15, and it's this piece right here. Okay. And this one sandwiches on top of this. See how the color separation pops out like that? They do an excellent job on these. All right, the next piece is A1 8 and A2 5. I don't know why they call them A1 and 2. They're on the same thing, basically. All right, so A1, it's at the bottom, A1 8. This piece. It's like a trailer hitch. I watched a really interesting video yesterday morning of a dude that went to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan. When I come back to Earth, if Japan's still not a smoldering whatever, I'd definitely like to visit it. I wonder if we can visit places in time settings, like I can go back to like 1980 Japan or something. That would be cool if we can go back and forth in time, like it's just something we can ride upon. And not really, we wouldn't really interact, obviously. Well, I guess we could, and then it would be erased from the time stream. But that'd be nice to go back and see things that really happened. Like see David and Goliath fight and things like that. See feudal Japan, and then see modern Japan. All right, so we can put these two pieces together, and then it shows to pull it up in there, into that round piece right there, that cup piece. All right, so it says to push it up and keep it level like that. Now we're gonna put on the shoulder blades and the neck knob. The neck knob is A17, so it's not even a cushy point. All right, A17. Here it is. And this one I definitely want to take my clippers too. I swear, every time I'm in here, a gnat's attacking me. These things are so annoying. It's probably because I keep the door wide open in the morning. Okay, so the good thing is, hold on. It does say pay attention, but I think it means pay attention to the front because it's the top and bottom have the same size ball joints. And if it doesn't, then you'll find out right now. But just make sure that that's forward and that the hollow place is in the back. All right, now the A110 and A210, they're basically the same piece. So these pieces right here. But if you want to be careful, I mean, you can put them like this. And it says you'll hear a click. Click. It actually says click on this on the paper. Click. I love it. All right. I'm not ready for a beam rifle yet. I got to open it up. And now we're going to build the back. Flip it over. And now we're doing D17 bomber. D17 bomber. Here's the backpack. Here's the backpack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. All right. And then it's saying something about choose one. Oh, so you want to choose one is what it's saying. Like either choose this one or choose the other one with the... Oh, this is another thing that they don't do with these, but they actually do with this one. So you can either choose this one where it's more of a manual rack like this. And you can change your mind if you want to. So... like this is one of them, or it's the other one is the A9 is the other backpack. Like this one. And then you would put the, like one of these two. I personally like this one. But let me put the other pieces on there. That's a B17 bomber. Here's one. All right, so B21 and B21. Usually they're side by side like each other. Here's the other one. So I'm going to stick these in here. And this is an option that you can use later if you want to use this instead. So I like the more physical size. I'm going to try that for now. Push it all the way in. All right, now we're going to have to build two sets of arms. So as we're building this, just keep that in mind. We're going to use the D, which is not this. This is B. Here's D. D5. I think I'm going to put the head on now. I'm going to go ahead and put it on anyway. We can always take it off if we want to. See, that feels better than the other one I built. It's easier to build. That's the main reason. All right, so we got 5. So we've got both of them right here. And I shall remove both of them at the same time. And then there's a D6 and a D7. D7 goes, let me do the D7s first. Be a lot easier. They didn't put them right beside each other either. Oh, no, they did. As soon as I said that. I was thinking this side by side. All right, put the orientation that way. The D7 piece goes right here. And they show that there's a little thing, and that must be it right there, see? That's why it's easy to tell then. It's not hard to tell. You can't get them mixed up, honestly. All right, then the D6. It's on the other side. You see how the little bevels are in there? You can't mess up on this. If it don't fit, you must quit. All right, we got those two built. And now we're building the arms. These are the B pieces we're going to use now. So don't get stung by the B pieces. We got B8 and B9. So that one means the B9 one is safe. Because it's B9. So I'm building these in parallel. Makes it a little easier for me personally. All right, and then we just combine. And there is a clear front and the back to this. This is clearly the front. It's got more indentia to it. And then we're going to use A11 and A11. Really the same piece, just on A1 and A2, which the only difference between A2 and A1 is they got the same pieces in the middle, except left and right hands, and then yellow and red. Once you got them together, you can put this on with this go to the front. So this blocky part goes to the back, so that it'll bend properly. It's kind of weird that these are hard plastic. I'm used to them being soft plastic on older kits I'd build. We're about to put a piece on here. Yeah, I was about to say, because that looks too ugly, and I know that they like to clean it up. So A12, here's the pretty pieces. And is there a certain way we gotta do it? Yeah, I think it's top heavy. So tightly fit the parts. Okay, so it's top heavy. So in other words, if you look at it, the top is heavier or bigger than the bottom. Like there. You don't matter if you get them left and right mixed up. They're not really a left or right now. Until you get the hands on it, there's no left or right. Okay, and then we got the pull down piece, which is B14. There they are up here. And see, this is where I can start ripping off the top, but you know, anyway. I don't think there is a, nope, there is definitely a front and back. This one definitely has it. Sometimes there's not. So there's a little runner there, you can tell. These are somewhere between blocky and H Gundams, or HG Gundams, I should say, not H Gundams. H Gundam is Hell Gundam. So they're fairly easy to build, very fun build. I don't get as frustrated trying to build with these, but you know, and the final result's a lot of fun. So B17. Here it is, 7. Yes, I'm chewing on a cough drop. Okay. Okay, so when we click this in, it's going to face a certain way, making the left and the right now distinguishable. So the cup's going in. This will be the right hand. So we get the appropriate fist. And there's really no more pieces on there, so I'm just going to take this off and get it out of the way. Just like to get them out of the way. All right, so here's the, no, yep, wait, hold on. It's upside down. That's why I'm like, what? This is the one that's for the right. This will be the one for the left. You got your left fist. These are great. All right, so it says to hear a click when you put it in. I think I heard a click. All righty, now we're putting the arms on and the shoulder pads. This is a lot like Blockies, this part is, where you have the arms and the shoulder pads. Blockies is just a little bit more like the pieces, like these two pieces already together, that kind of stuff. So very similar. If you can do a Blockies, you can do these. There, we got that on, and put the shoulder pads on. That goes on the round joint. This goes down. You can see the difference right there. Okay, so his arm goes all the way up. And obviously I didn't have it all the way tight in that ball joint. It doesn't seem to be holding on as nicely as I personally want it to be. All right, so we got those pieces built. Now we're gonna build the crotch, and that would be A1. There's an A3 and A4 too, by the way. So A1, this piece, number 3. And see, this is where you can go ahead and dismantle this, because the A4 pieces, they were not. They were at the very beginning saying, go ahead and get rid of these. That's why I like to do it at the beginning, because that way I don't have to hold on to this, because I'm not using it again. These two pieces I know are not going to be on there. This is more the RX-17. And there is a piece on there I think that we're not using, but I'm not going to dismiss. I'm going to dismiss it yet. And this is the A219 piece. So I'll put it over here for now. And then we need the B1 butt flap, B112, the butt flap piece. All right, so it shows all these arrows going in all different directions. So this goes in here. And then this one sandwiches like there. Like trying to get the orientation correct on this again. Like that. And then we're going to get the front flaps. That's in the D section. All right, it's these two pieces right here together. Okay, you can't separate those. Sometimes you can separate them. And then we got the D9 and the D10. This is the D9 piece of my hand, actually. So it's going to go right here. And the D10 is going to go over here. And then that's going to go down. That's the front flap that hides the ugly thighs. And now we're going to put the piece on that's going to keep it more closely in there. That's a B piece. Right. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's B111. Bingo. No, we're not playing bingo. All right. There we go. And I know I was sitting here thinking there's got to be something goes in there. Yes, this goes in there. So there it goes. There it goes. All right, so there's the crotch, and you're going to put some things on, but you put the legs on first, and then you put these on normally. It's like we're about to build the legs now, which we'll put on this. All right, for the legs, so we're going to build the feet first, and we're going to build a B19, which is this piece right here. And then we're going to get the shin guards off while we're at it. Because we're going to use those in this build. All right. And the feet are pretty much universal on these. There's not like a left and a right foot. All right. For the feet right here, we're going to get the bottom part, the sole of the shoe, I guess you can say. All right. Get that out of the way. We're done with that piece. Got the beam rifle still on here. I think these are probably, 24. So part 24 is what we're going to use for the ankles. All right. This is kind of, I feel like I've done this before. All right. So first off, we put the top of the shoe onto the sole. This is very different because with the regular Gundams, you got a lot more pieces to put in there, but This goes down in there like that. And then this piece, you have to look at the picture on it, and this is the correct orientation for it. And it goes on that little ball joint right there, like that. So there's one foot. There. That was a little hard to get that one in. And okay, so there is a clear, like, it's clearly a little bit higher on one side. If you lay it flat, you can see it's more on that side. That's the top part. I mean, if you put it in the wrong way, it could still work, I guess. All right, the next pieces are B16 and B17, and those are universal. Left and right are the same as far as, like, there's no left and right leg so far, it seems. They give you different numbers. You put these on first, and then D4s for the shin guards. And you can't really get these wrong if you pop them out and you're like, oh crap, which one was which now? There's like a male and a female side, pretty easy. And I'm gonna kill that gnat. I need a, dang it. I need a pet frog. All right. Now the knee guards are D14. Okay. There we go. And there's only one to put them on, so if you have it upside down, you won't be able to get it in. And then you can go ahead and put them on the feet, it says. See? It's got ankle rockers, front and back. Excellent articulation. He can't even get up on his tippy toes, so to speak. All right, the next piece is going to use A3, 22, and 22. Same piece, of course. We're going to use these right here. And we're going to use D15 and, or sorry, B15 and B14 for both sides. Sometimes there are left and right ones the way they're made, so but you can tell 15, 14. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. I wonder if the stream's coming out okay, because I realized I was uploading videos from this morning when I started it, so it probably was like rough. All right, so I got B14 and B15, and just marry the two pieces. There we go, like that. Put this on the bottom. Now, is there an up and down piece? No, so you can't get it wrong. There's no up and down. It's the same both ways. You just got to look for those small details like that sometimes. And you will put something on the back to close in that cavity. Make sure you got this right and this right. And three-prong approach. And again, the kneecap goes in the front. And this goes in. There's no up and down to those. It's just the front and back, definitely. And this is where A3 and A323. So it's these little guards right here. And there's his thighs right there. You can recognize them. And let's see if there's any up and down on these. No, they're universal. So there's no top heavy one or anything like there was for the arm. So you just make sure you slide it on correctly in the right spot, and you got it. And that's it. That's his leg. That's a beautiful leg there. Nothing beats a great pair of legs. Did I miss the runner? Because I feel like... Hold on. No, it's like that for this side too. I mean, it does its job. It's just, I feel like it should bend more right there, but maybe it's not meant to. Maybe it's just to give it a little bit more leeway. Yeah, that's fine. Here's where we have to decide left and right, and it's not that hard. All right, so 21. And then we got the gun pieces. I'm going to go ahead and pop those off because it's like, you can't, it's not going to be difficult to figure that out. I could probably assemble the gun right now, but the blaster, the weapon, and that was all the pieces we needed from that. I'm just going to take it to the side. All right, so when you put these in, make sure you got one going to the one side, one going to the other. You can always swing it around if you mess up. There's no big deal about that. Like that. And now I got the other one going the other way. And there's that freaking gnat again. Javot. Go back to your homeland. Not. All right. Okay, so we got to slide these onto the ball joints and the crotch. Like that right there. And this right here. And now we're going to put on the side flaps. So we got B1. See, that's the one we ain't using. Is it 10? Yeah, B1 10. Both sides have the same. Now, sometimes I built one a few years ago where it had one side was like going at an angle, like an angle to the front. So you just got to pay attention to little details. This particular one, they're the same piece, so it doesn't matter. He's got a yellow butt. And now, and I'll form the legs. All right, we have formed Voltron. No, we have not formed Voltron. Now let's form the weapons. And on this piece, it's saying you can pick one or the other. There's a red piece, which I kind of like that red, or it's actually pink, I'm guessing here. Maybe, it is red. So for the gun, you can actually choose this instead of the other scope, which this is like a dime a dozen. These come on every one of these guns. So I'm going to put this on here. You got to put these two pieces together first. I didn't put them together because on the older guns, back in the day, like when I built the V Gundams, there was always like the handles slid up into the thing, so you got to put the handle in, and then it slides up and mounts on his back kind of thing. All right. Now you see in the front, it goes like this, and it goes right here. I like that one because it gives a little bit more color. See, I wasn't sure because I have this one V Gundam where the guns come on back here, and then they come out to the, oh, actually, there's one that does like this, and then there's the V Gundam, which they look like big old wings on the back, but what they do is they come down and they go underneath like this. So it's like, it's a pretty awesome Gundam. It's one of the very first ones I ever built. I probably still got it out in the building somewhere. I got a lot of Gundams out there that I built. Okay. All right, here's this interesting weapon we have. Oh, see, that's the stakes that go in the back right here. This, instead of being like a lightsaber thing, they go on the back right here. That's what the little things are for. So we got the two pieces that go together. Two great tastes that taste great together. And if you use finger clippers, just be careful with these smaller pieces like this. All right, so they can rest on the back right here on the little weapons rack. That's what the little holes are for right there. Like that. I'm just going to build the trident part. Or it's not a trident. What was I thinking of? Oh, the bottom is a trident. That's what I was thinking of. It's like, why did I think it was a trident? Because that part is. All right, there's his weapon, one of his weapons. His melee weapon and his target weapon. Okay, and we still got the shield. So there's the base of it, and here's the red part, and there's no other pieces, just those two. There's nothing left on this. All right, and there's gonna be a lot of leftover pieces on the white one we saw in the beginning. I usually go back and double check to see if I miss anything. That's why I try to get them off first, so I won't be missing anything. All right, so he has a hole right here for his shield. I personally like that. I like the holes. And it's probably 3mm, which means I could probably use it my micro... No, not Micro Man. But where is my ruler? Because I like to measure these. Oh, well, I'll do that. I'll do that in the actual review. This is just the put together video. Here he's beside a Micro Man Arthur. Not Arthur, sorry. Sorry, Edison. Edison. So he's about 7 inches, I'm guessing, because Arthur's about 4 inches. Well, he's about 3.5 inches, actually. He's about 8 centimeters. So right there. So, yeah, he's probably about 12 centimeters tall, which is actually, wouldn't that be closer to 5 inches? I think 5 inches is 13 centimeters. Oh, well, I'll get out a ruler when I do the review. This is just the building of it. Then I'm going to go and watch Mark's live stream, because the Legion of Heroes, or Legion of, I think it's Legion of Heroes. I always get mixed up on that. And personally, I feel like there needs to be paint right here. There's certain places I would personally add paint, because it doesn't come with stickers, and of course it doesn't come with paint. And the picture on the front does show some yellow there, so that's why I was like, it feels like it needs something there. So you can add some yellow there if you want to. Just looking at the front picture. You can need some panel lines on this, probably. That would look pretty good. It would make it pop. Oh, look, that's got blue on it, actually. So I get the metallic pen, maybe, if I get good at it, and just put some blue in there, but So here's his, I wonder if his gun can go on his back, because that's really the main thing I would like this for. There we go. Yeah, right. Did it show that it goes on his backpack? I swear it did. Maybe it's the other backpack. It sits up snugly up to. It shows assembly. It doesn't show the bit on the backpack. It's just the weapons and the shield. So I don't know why I said choose either one, because you really can't use the other one for that weapon right there if you want to compact it. All right. I was going to put his gun on his back. So I'd rather use the melee. I'm personally a melee weapon person. I like them better. So that's why it's broken in the middle, not so, oh man, it's like a piece of crap, it's like too weak. No, it makes it a lot easier to get into his hand. Because that thing on the end, it's like he's one of the Emperor's guards. So I like the translucent pink pieces. They really pop. He's got double ball joint, barbell neck. Yeah, looking pretty good. And all right, so thanks for those people who popped out and joined me for a few minutes. Nobody said anything, though. All right, that was a live build of it. I look forward to the review later. All right, have a good day.